So how to become a full stack developer and what is full stack developer? All will understand in this video. So you also know what is the essential skills you must know in order to become a full stack developer. What is full stack? One must know everything from start to end in the project development. That is what stands for the full stack. A tech stack comprises an operating system, server, a database, and other vital tools like libraries, frameworks, environments, and so on. When multiple such tech stacks are layered and run together, they create a full stack. So here you can understand this is a client server network. You have a directory server, you have a file server, you have a switch, and you have systems. Therefore, when you build an application, you should know what is server, where your application is located, and who will going to access that system, and what are the things you need to provide for each user. So all this you should know in and out of the complete project. Then you can become a full stack developer. A full stack developer is a software expert who knows front end, that is a client side, development, and the backend development. So backend is a server side. So here front end means what you see. So now you are seeing the video. This is the front end. So what is backend? How do we make the video? So this is a backend. In case of when you talk about the video, same in application. For example, in a game, so you can play the game. But in the backend, how the game has to work, the program has to be written. That is what actually the backend. In case of banking, so you can make a transactions, but how the transactions occurs, where it has to be stored, how it has to be stored, how quickly it has to get the information, all this is a server side. So therefore server has to manage all these things. A full stack developer are familiar with each layer of technology to make complete product. So this is what very important. So most of the times we have a front-end developers, back-end developers, web designers, a different category of developers. They'll take care only particular part of it. But now we want a people to take care of the complete project. Therefore they are the full stack developers. They should know the complete project. Therefore they can able to manage the project. They can lead the project and they can complete the product. A full stack developers have a broad skill set and extensive knowledge base. Okay, that is what very important, because in order to manage the complete project, you should know where to start, how to complete, how to implement, how to deploy, and how it works. So you should know everything. Therefore you should have a broad skill set. They are highly valued by large companies and the startups. Nowadays when a startup come up, they'll come with a new idea. So therefore a team lead or a team person should be very strong. You should know what you want to do. So therefore we need to appoint a very good full stack developer to do all this work in the startups. So in large companies, to manage each application, you can have a one full stack developer. They can take care of the complete application. So full stack developer essential skills. What are the skills you need to know in order to become a full stack developer? What all you need to learn? So therefore we give an overall look here. So what are the things you need to learn in order to become a full stack developer? You should know about the computer hardware. So you must know about the server types, how they are deployed. For your application, what kind of servers are very useful, where you keep them, what is cloud technology. So most of the things you should know And you should know about the systems, in which systems your product will run, what are the configurations required, which are the kind of systems is required. So all you should know about it. Not only system, you should know about laptops, other operating system based systems. So a lot of things so therefore it may be Apple system, it may be Windows, it may be Unix, Linux. So therefore you should know the different systems. And also mobile phones. So because most of your applications run on the mobile phone. If we talk about a web application, it will run across all the devices. It may be mobile phone, laptop, computer, desktop, tab. So it works everywhere. Therefore we should aware of this. So your application run in all these devices. Computer OS. So OS play a big role because this application run on which OS. But when you talk about the web application, most of the web applications run on the most of the OS like Windows, Linux, Apple, Android. So therefore they will work everywhere. So you should know in thoroughly depending on your application, so which kind of operating system are using, where are your clients, what are the operating system they are using, how it behave in that particular operating system. So you should aware of the operating systems. So web design tools. So one is HTML, that is hypertext markup language, CSS cascading style sheet, JavaScript. These three are any very basic, very much important in all kind of web development. But easy to learn, it not take too much of time for you to learn, so therefore easily you can learn all these three, particularly HTML, CSS and JavaScript. JavaScript take little time, so you have to go in depth actually, so just know the basic validations we can do easily, but you need to do a depth development, you need to go to deep inside the JavaScript. Even cascading style sheet too, like you want to make a very attractive website, so CSS is very important. Even HTML nowadays is keep growing, so therefore you should know all the tags in HTML. Right, so these are the three basic things you should know in order to start as a full stack developer. And then the programming languages. So here we have Python, PHP, C#, C++, Java, Kotlin. So these are the different programming languages. At least you should be very good in any of the one. It's not necessary that you need to know everything in depth, but one of the two languages, if you know very well, that is what very important. Based on that technology, you can build up the applications, or if the application demands the different languages, then you need to learn and you have to implement that. So here a graph shows that Python and Java. So Java you can see constantly in the top, but what happened Python gradually lead the graph and it take over the Java. Now Python is leading, so most of the application nowadays will build on the Python. The advantage of Python is free, is an open source, and huge number of frameworks are available for Python. Therefore Python is leading the programming language. Databases. Where do we store the data? That is a database. So here we have MySQL, MariaDB. MySQL, MariaDB almost same, but the MySQL initially purchased by the Oracle. So later the same poke again changed as a MariaDB, and this is a separate team now they are managing and they are improving the original MySQL. Now MySQL is owned by Oracle and even they are improving it. So both are freely available, so therefore you can try with them and you must know any of the one. Apart from this we have Microsoft SQL Server. So knowing them is easy because once you know the language called as a SQL, that is a structured query language. SQL stands for the structured query language. Like unless otherwise the front end or back end programming languages, there you need to learn different languages. But whereas in the case of RDBMS, a database is concerned, so SQL is a common language in all the RDBMS. So therefore you need to learn SQL thoroughly. In this we have DML, DDL, DCL, TCL commands. One is select, insert, update, delete, create, alter, drop, truncate, grant, revoke. These are the commands. So you can learn all these things. Then you need to know like how to manage the large data, how to deploy this data, how to transfer the data from one server to other server, backup. So you need to know like what happened, like how the application grows, how the database grows. Also you should know in case of the database. So apart from this, nowadays we have a huge new database keep coming up. These are the RDBMS softwares. We should aware of any of these also is very important. Particularly MongoDB and HBase, Amazon DynamoDB, CrunchDB, Cassandra, then Redis, Neo4j. So therefore there many are there. So depending on requirement, depending on what kind of application you are building, so you need to know the backend database. So again, if you know SQL thoroughly, that using them is not a too difficult task. So then aware of GitHub is also very important. How do you deploy your project on GitHub and how do you send this to other computers? How do you share the information with others? How the team will develop the application? How team will share? What kind of controls you are having? So all is also very important. Apart from GitHub, there are alternatives. If you are not using the GitHub, they can use any of this. One is GitLab, Bitbucket, SourceForge, Launchpad, Google Cloud Source Repositories, AWS Code Commit, Fabricator. So there are many, so therefore you just check it out what are the advantages and disadvantages of this. So if you're not using GitHub, so we should know like what the alternative we need to use. Then the soft skills. So in case of soft skills, leadership is very important because you are leading the team. and you should manage the complete project. Therefore you require a lot of people, so therefore a good leadership is important. Critical thinking, so this is very important again, because you should know like what will happen. Communication is also very important, because you need to communicate with the client and as well as the customer in the initial period. Therefore you need to take care everything goes smooth. Time management, because it's a client project, you need to complete it in that time bound. Mentoring, so in case you have a team, then you need to mentor them. Risk management, you need to know like what are the risks it arises, how do you manage them. Negotiation, so because you need to lead the project, so therefore you should know like how to negotiate the things. And the presentation skills, what you do is important. After doing that, you need to present properly, therefore presentation is also very important. Therefore you need to have a soft skills also along with the hardware software skills. So what about the full stack? So now you know like most of the things. So as a full stack developer, you should know complete thing from start to the end. So in the company recruit you become an employee there. So you have to manage the client and the customer. So nowadays most of the projects are open source. Therefore once you recruited here as an employee or director or CEO, so what it is like, no, you become a full stack developer. So then what happen, like, no, you need to communicate to the client what is the project. So you need to check out the project. So what is the project requirement? So first you need to study the requirement. Then what kind of technology you would like to, whether it's a web application, desktop application, server application. So we need to decide, even mobile applications. So therefore it's a web, so this is a web application. So then what kind of technologies you need to use, all this you have to decide. So end of the day, the project should be used by the customer, so therefore customer should be happy. What are the applications built here, it should be used by the customer, so therefore customer should be able to communicate very easily with this application and they can do the transactions. Therefore the transactions whatever is done, so therefore you need to send to your servers and you have to manage all these things via servers. So these are very important thing as a full stack developer. Now look at the salary. What is the salary you'll get? So in United States, so its average salary will be around $10,000 per month. These are $10,000. Maybe vary, depends on the company, depend on the level, but it talk about average. So in case of India, you'll get around 6 to 18 lakhs. So it depends on your experience, depend on the company, depend on the kind of work you are there in this particular company, your salary will be decided, but you get somewhere around this particular range. So hope you understand most of the concept. So in our tutorial, that is Highblix tutorials channel, in a YouTube channel, if you go to videos, we provided a lot of videos related to the projects. So here we'll teach you like how you can make the complete project step by step. If you are a fresher, if you are completing your degree now, or you're doing the course now and you need to do a project, as far as curriculum, a lot of projects are provided over here, so therefore you can learn them step by step, you can understand, you can able to build. Later you can add up these projects in your resume, so therefore that will give you a lot of advantages. So please visit our complete channel and then see the videos. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Also please suggest to your friends, and if you like the video, click like button, and you want to say something to us, please write in the comment box. So here is our channel Highblix tutorials, and subscribe button here. So please subscribe. Subscription is totally free. You don't need to pay anything for anybody. And when you subscribe, at least when we post our videos, maybe it will come up in the first page. You can watch them. Otherwise, when you go there, when you have subscription, click on that, so you can view them. Once you browse the videos, when you have time, please browse the videos. Here you can see that we teach you step by step how to make a PHP project step by step. If you complete all these 10 videos, then you will learn basic things like how the whole project look like, what are things. This is a basic level project, therefore you can also try parallelly, and you can also download, like it's possible to download the whole project. So apart from this, we'll teach you like VB.NET. So we are teaching C#, we are teaching ASP.NET. So if you want to become a web stack developer, you can become a ASP.NET developer or a C# developer, or you can PHP developer or Python developer. So a lot of videos related to all these languages available in our channel. So when you have time, please visit this channel and browse once. Therefore you get a complete idea. And when you have time, please watch the video and then try to do this. Therefore you can gain a lot of experience. That experience really counts to get the good job. Thank you.